Welcome to the Weekly Social, all things Katy from Richmond, Texas. We have some wonderful guests today. We have Heather Leopold with the DRIPBaR, as well as Denise Tomasini at Supreme Lending. Heather's got a really unique business that a lot of people aren't in tune with. Can you tell us a little bit about it, Heather?
So the DRIPBaR, I refer to it as the healthiest bar in town because we do IV vitamin therapy, where we mix a couple of vitamins together, put it in an IV bag, and get you feeling better, or get you some energy or recovery, those types of things.
So it's a lot of different ways that, or I shouldn't say ways, but it's like different blends of vitamins that you can receive depending on what you're trying to accomplish.
Exactly,
okay.
Yeah. So each of them are designed to do something specific.
Which I did one last Saturday. It was my first time. And I can tell you that I felt rejuvenated. It did everything that I could expect and then some, and I still feel the energy off of it a week later. And I was literally up the following day at 3 or 4 in the morning. I'm normally up around 5 or 5:30, but I woke up at 3 a.m. and I was just wide awake, ready to march into my day. So whatever was in there was awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, my nephew has allergies, and you'll see it periodically, and the congestion. So can you talk to us about that too?
Yeah, we have a halotherapy, which is an infrared sauna with Himalayan salt that goes through the air while you're in there, and so you're breathing it, and it'll help break up the congestion. It's good for just respiratory recovery in general, but it also, that heat relaxes you, because a lot of times when you're congested, you're a little stressed out because you can't breathe. So it kind of just relaxes you, and it gives them a good night's sleep.
That's wonderful. I wish I would have known about that during Christmas when my husband had bronchitis, and I ended up with a chronic sinus infection, and we ended up in the emergency room. And I wish I would have known, because I slept in a chair for 3 days. That would have been a huge relief to help you, and also open up those sinuses and help them start healing.
Yeah, it would have helped a lot.
On another note, you've seen all kinds of crazy stuff all over the news in your industry lately. There's a lot of myths and misnomers out there. Can you kind of gloss over a little bit of that, Heather?
Sure. So the DRIPBaR is run by a medical professional.
Okay.
So he is a doctor, and his wife is an OBGYN. He's an infectious disease doctor. So he's the one that is basically prescribing the IVs that you're getting.
Okay.
Assessing if there's anything in your medical history, you'll do a consult with him to make sure that everything's okay for you to get fluids and any of the vitamins. We do have a couple of vitamins that pregnant people can't have, or people with different kinds of things can't have, and so we'll just adjust the drip accordingly. And since we mix the same day, we have a nurse that
So it's fresh.
It's fresh. So
Okay.
when you come in and you decide what you're going to get, the nurse will take the vitamins and mix them in a bag inside of an isolator hood. It's a medical hood that keeps everything very sterile.
So I know, like with juicing, if you go to the grocery store and you buy the juices, you think you're buying this really healthy thing that's supposed to be part of your juicing, but if you don't drink it within X amount of hours when it was made, it's just a flavorful drink. Is that the same thing with what you guys do?
It is the same thing. So if you're going to an IV place, make sure that they're not pre-made. So once we mix several vitamins in a bag, it's good for 24 hours.
Okay.
And that's it.
So it's a shelf life.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I would never guess vitamins go bad.
Neither. But
Well,
it makes
it's the
sense to
mixing
me.
of it.
Yeah, it makes sense to me because I met a pharmacist. I just had the pleasure of doing his lung. This was years and years ago. That he was he created or did the mix for radiation and for chemotherapy.
Oh wow.
And I didn't even realize a pharmacist did that. I don't know. I never thought about it. And the
never
name
thought
is
that.
escaping me. Forgive me. It's on the tip of my tongue. The type of pharmacist he was. They're a specialist in pharmacy, and they actually make it. And they have to immediately have a driver there waiting for it to deliver it to the hospital because the shelf life is so has to be given to them within a certain amount of hours.
Wow.
So I thought that was really interesting.
you guys do more than just drips at your location as well.
So we do. We have our lifestyle drips, which are our regular drips for anybody that wants one. It doesn't. It's like taking an over-the-counter vitamin. We do have some health drips, which are our NAD, our ALA, our high-dose vitamin C. Those do require some labs. The high-dose vitamin C is good for supporting cancer patients. It can be beneficial to them for any effects that they're experiencing during chemo, as well as it's been known to kill cancer cells. So, and then another thing is we do have the medical weight loss program at the DRIPBaR.
I need some help there.
Tell us about that.
So what we
Since you
have-
brought it up.
Right. So I've actually been on the program since April, and I've lost 45 pounds myself.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's huge.
So it's semaglutide. It is everybody knows it as Ozempic, but what it does is it suppresses your appetite and makes you feel full longer. So then you can make better choices. But that is to be coupled with a healthy diet and exercise, so that you will keep your muscle mass and everything else. So that also does have to have a medical consult in order to start that.
Now, would that be a monthly thing?
It's a weekly thing.
Week-
It's a weekly injection. And
Oh,
we
so
do it
it's an injection. It's not
it's not
an IV. Okay.
It's not an IV. It's just a shot. We do have some single shots and some what we call intermuscular shots, which are a couple of vitamins coupled together to give you energy or detox your body or help with those kinds of things. They complement the drugs.
That's great. Yeah, I didn't even realize that. And then do they give you the diet? Do you provide the diet as well, what you should
So
follow?
I'm working on resources for either nutritionists or meal prep companies that will offer anybody on our program a discount. And so I'm working on that so that I can send it out to everybody that's on the program. Because once they decide to get off the program, I want them to be successful and to continue.
It's, a lot of times they'll lose weight and then they're okay for a while and then they put it right back on.
Yeah.
So it's with that, they're not just gonna lose the weight with the shots, they need to do the
They
exercise.
will, because it curbs your sugar cravings, it curbs your desire for alcohol, and it does make you feel full longer, so you're not going to be as hungry, and then when you're eating, you feel full faster, and so the shots will.
Is it a hormone shot or?
It's not a hormone, it's a peptide,
Okay.
and so it's just something in your body that normally naturally occurs, but some people are a little deficient in it.
This is all new to me. So I'm just learning.
Right, and you're doing it a healthy way too.
I'm trying. We try to give them everything, and that's part of the program is they come in weekly, they meet with the nurse, we talk to them about if they've lost weight or if they haven't lost weight, we talk to them about what changes they've made in their lifestyle, holding them accountable, because some people, they come in and it was Christmas, I know I didn't lose any weight, and so they know, they overindulged in either alcohol or
Give
food.
all of that.
Being taken, all of us are, yeah.
All the above during the holidays. It's hard.
Right.
And I love milk. I drink the 2% milk, but I love milk. I have a good gallon of milk about every 3 days.
Mhm.
And I love milk. And so that's my biggest challenge is milk and Coke. But I need to just get completely away from sugar. Because I think the more you eat it, the more you want it. If you don't eat it, you don't miss it.
Well, the things that are bad for your body, you tend to crave, unfortunately. So
it is.
you
It's
find
like
that
horse chips, chips and cookies and
Ice cream, gelato.
yeah.
I lost 60 pounds, and everybody said, "Oh, when you lose that weight, Richard, your stomach's gonna shrink. You're gonna feel better." I am hungry all the time, so you have to stay disciplined after you lose that weight. And I try to stay very active and in motion, but it's a challenge, and I feel for anybody trying to lose weight because I've lost, and I still need to lose more, and it's hard just to maintain what I have, honestly.
Right. Yeah, and you get a lot of exercise walking and going through the houses and the listings and and what you do for your open houses is amazing. All the signs you put out.
Excuse me. We've got a couple things coming up in the future. We are doing the home sellers seminar, so I want to touch on that real quick, which is going to be tomorrow morning from 10 to 12, so there's still time. We have a handful of tickets left. Another thing that we're doing is we always give back to the community and do fundraisers. We have the Gulf Coast Blood Drive that we're partnering with the Ballard House this year. So if you would, please come out and support us. It's going to be on March 2nd from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Yeah.
So, and there's a huge shortage of blood, and whatever's donated, we typically use it the same day, and we save anywhere from 50 to 60 people's lives. So please come out, and whether you support our blood drive or somebody else's, just donate blood.
Absolutely.
Because
it's amazing how the car comes. That's always fascinating to me. At the end of the blood drive, the car shows up. He picks up the blood from the bus and immediately takes it to distribute it out. Yeah, to distribute it out, which is amazing to me. So and that'll be at the Ballard House. That's going to be a great event. So please come out and support, give blood, and help. Let's help our community.
You can be a hero and save somebody's life.
Absolutely. Yeah. Give platelets too if you can.
Sure.
They'll ask you for that at the same time if you're able to.
A little bit more about the Cinco Ranch DRIPBaR. Where's your place located at, so they know where to find you?
Yeah, we have a brick and mortar. It's across from Tompkins High School in the Stableside Shopping Center. A lot of people know where Sport is, or Play Street Museum, Union Kitchen, Sonoma Wine Bar. All of those things are located in that shopping center.
Yeah, it's a beautiful shopping center. There's a nice Kroger that's located there. I mean, you got kind of everything in Stableside over there. So what attracted you to doing this? How did you get involved with, because who wakes up and goes, I want to have a DRIPBaR, and I don't
Right. So for me, it was once I started focusing on myself and learning about vitamins, I was just a little run down. I needed some energy. I was trying to figure out what was going on with my body, learning vitamin deficiencies, taking oral supplements, realizing that not everybody educates you on how to take oral supplements. If you're taking vitamins orally, a lot of times they need to be coupled with something else for you to have the maximum absorption of the vitamins. And so it just I went down that rabbit hole and started learning about vitamins, and then started looking at franchises, and this one came up, and it just made sense. The Flu Fighter drip is the one that got me. It's
So that's something that you experienced. You went and did before you got into the rabbit hole, I guess.
Yes.
I'm just trying to get some backdrop. That's all.
Yeah. So I went to the one that was located in San Antonio, Texas, and got a drip and got educated on it. But when I looked at the ingredients of our Flu Fighter, it's vitamin C, magnesium, and zinc. And those are things that I was already taking as oral supplements whenever I started feeling like I was getting sick.
Mm-hmm.
My kids refer to it as my periodic table. I'm like, go take your vitamins. And so I knew it worked in oral format, so I could only imagine it was going to work even better in an IV form.
So it amplifies it, I guess, once you go to an IV form.
Well, it just, your body absorbs it immediately, plus you're getting that hydration with the vitamins, and so it just is a bigger impact than you taking it orally, because when you take it orally, it has to pass through the digestive system and then absorb into the body.
I don't know about you guys, but when I take vitamins, I have to eat a meal and then take them, because if I take it on an empty stomach, oh my God, it's like vomit. I don't feel good.
Me too. And I'm really bad about taking them one day and then a week later, taking it again. I'm not consistent in taking them, but I definitely have to eat before I take it. Otherwise, it makes me feel really sick, and it has an opposite effect. So, but I'm real bad about being consistent about taking them.
Well, and there's a lot of people that can't take vitamins orally for whatever reason, whether they had gastric bypass, whether they're on chemotherapy and they're just not hungry. So this is another way for them to get their vitamins and minerals.
And everything that's getting depleted during that chemotherapy. Yeah, absolutely.
What's some of your most popular drips? I mean, is there like a drip of the month? And I'm just trying to learn.
So it just depends. Our restoration is always great on a Saturday. That is our hangover cure. It's very popular. But the Soother is really good.
That's the one I did, was the Soother.
Yeah, so it's a high dose of magnesium. It's good for relaxation. But a lot of people want something with glutathione in it. Glutathione is a good detox and muscle recovery. So a lot of my athletes are wanting a drip that has glutathione in it. Power Pack is a great one because that's going to give you a big boost of energy. Our Time Machine is really popular because that's our anti-aging one. All of us women want to stay young forever.
You need to elaborate upon that.
Yes.
So the Time Machine has biotin and folic acid in it, which is good for your hair, skin, and nails. And so
Okay, I
it
need
helps
that.
you stay young.
Mhm.
Plus
So is
the
it like a
hydration.
collagen type?
Well, it'll
Is it-
help your body naturally produce the collagen, but no, there's no collagen in it. It's
Okay.
just the biotin and the folic acid with vitamin C, B12, B complex, and several other things.
And you do that how often?
So we do have some people that do twice a month. We have some people that do it once a month. Some of our health drip people come in twice a week. So it's really how depleted you are in your vitamins, how soon you need to come in afterwards. Like he said, he's been feeling it for a week after. I usually feel it for a good 2 weeks after. But when I first started, I probably could have gotten it weekly because I was pretty depleted of my vitamins, and not hydrated enough. So it really just depends on you and your body. But if you want to feel the absolute effects of it on a regular basis, to come in once a month for sure.
Okay.
Do you guys have a way to monitor this, or is it like if somebody says you point them in the right direction for what they're trying to achieve with the drip, and then let's say that it lasts for like a week. I mean, is there a way for them to come back and you guys can monitor and say, no, you need to do X amount for X amount of time to build everything up?
We do have testing. We can
Okay.
test you for your vitamin levels. It's not really necessary with the drips that we do because they're water soluble and we're only giving you your maximum daily dose most of the time.
Okay.
So it's like taking vitamins every single day. Do you go in and test your vitamin levels on a regular basis? Now, we do have our health drips where we do run labs and we do want to monitor them and make sure that they're getting the benefits. One of them is our vitamin D shot. We need labs that tells us exactly how much vitamin D we can give them. And then we want labs again to see if they're retaining the vitamin D and if their levels are coming up.
You know,
Which
that's
is important because I'm on prescription vitamin D right now because I'm always lacking vitamin D.
so you're not in the sun.
Which is interesting to me that I drink milk, but I'm not in the sun.
Mm-hmm.
And the sun is not my friend. I mean,
Really?
I love the sun, but if I have to be really careful. We have an active working farm, and when I go there, I tend to get red before I tan, and so I just have to be really careful.
Because you're not in the sun.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah. And I'm in an office all the time. You're right. And even Saturday, Sunday, a lot of times I'm in an office or I'm in an open house or I'm not outside as much as I should be or need to be.
Mm-hmm.
But I was told by my doctor that they have to be real careful giving me prescription vitamin D because it can cause blood clots. I
So
didn't
too
know
much
that.
vitamin D can give you problems, and so that's why we need labs before you even start, so we know where we start you, and then we'll give you shots for 2 months, and then we want labs again. So we're just constantly monitoring to make sure your vitamin D levels are within range, and that we're not getting you out of range.
Right, which vitamin D is also, it's very important too, that we need it.
It's good for your immune system.
Right, and it's good for your vascular. I've learned a lot from just my medical doctor on why I need that. Because, you know, me, I'm like, well, why do I care? Why do I need it? I feel good, so. But,
I just drink a Coke, it'll be okay.
Yeah, exactly. Have some coffee. Yeah. But then they explain to me, well, this is why it's important, but we have to be careful giving you prescription vitamin D too. So I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah. You don't think that vitamins can hurt you, but too much of a good thing can be bad.
But it's common that we're lacking vitamin D today, and even for the kids, because they're inside playing video games instead of being out riding their bike and basketball things. Yeah, and that's great. I'd be interested in the vitamin D and the
A lot of people say,
energy,
make
right?
sure you're
Yeah.
eating the rainbow. You know, make sure you're eating fruits and vegetables and everything of different colors. Don't just stick with your neutral color food.
Right. Make
They
sure you
say
do the
4 or 5
salad.
colors in vegetables and fruits is what you should be doing daily.
Wow,
And that's hard,
that is hard.
especially in today's day and age. It is.
It is hard. Yeah.
I mean, I'm lucky to eat one today, honestly, and that's a bad habit of mine. I'll skip breakfast, march into my day, and then the next thing I know, I look down, it's 2 o'clock, and I still got 2 more meetings to go to. I go home, and then I gorge myself,
Right.
and then I'm exhausted, and I just want to go lay down. So I take a sleeping pill,
Right.
and that is the worst thing to do.
Yeah. Something, I try to fix something healthy too. Avocado,
Oh yeah, I love it. That's really good for your skin too.
yes.
But what other services do you guys offer there?
So we also have red light therapy, which is good for inflammation.
I'm interested in that because my knees bothered me from when I was a young man. Can you talk a little bit on that?
Yeah, so red light therapy is targeted therapy that is good for cell regeneration. It's good for muscle recovery. It's good for your hair, skin, and nails. It hits your body, and it just makes your body, it makes your circulation speed up. It helps your body warm up from the inside out,
Wow.
and it just helps everything regenerate itself.
I spoke with the lady at one of the events that I saw you at earlier this week, and she said that she's been doing it for a little over a month, and her hips and knees, all that pain, she said her mobility's back, everything. So, and that's what intrigued me to look into it for myself personally, because I take turmeric and stuff for my joints, and if I skip that for a day or two, I can feel it. So
It's a light that you put on the knee or wherever the area.
So I have it's 4 panels, and it hovers above a treatment chair. So you're laying down. The reason I designed it that way is because nobody wants to stand for 20 minutes because you're usually in there for 20 minutes. So I designed it so that it's horizontal, 4 panels that target the entire body. You can do 10 minutes on one side and then flip, or you can do all 20 minutes on whichever side. If you're having inflammation in the front of your knee, you might as well stay laying on your back and get it. The reason I got it is because I was having issues. I was having inflammation in my knee, and my massage therapist told me, you need to do some targeted red light therapy. And so when it was one of the offerings that the DRIPBaR suggested, I was like, okay, same thing with the halo therapy. I have asthma. When I get my allergies act up, it can easily go into bronchitis for me. So that's why I also have the halo therapy. I have a daughter that has psoriasis, so it's good for those things. The red light therapy and the halo therapy are good for psoriasis and eczema, because those are inflammatory things. And so that's why I got these things. And so just kind of help me with my own health journey.
So you've done all the research, you use it personally, and now you're helping with the local community push out with everything that you've learned. That's awesome.
It is awesome. Yeah, there's so much more than a drip bar. And there's so much other information and things available for the consumer that everybody can use.
Well, I would have never guessed, like,
I
the
need that for
shots,
my
the red light
husband.
therapy, and I went to your place. I didn't know you guys offered that.
And my husband's knees bother him all the time,
Mm-hmm.
all the time, and he's constantly complaining about his right knee pretty consistently,
Mhm.
and I should offer that to him.
Yeah, a little bit of glutathione and some red light therapy would really help him a lot.
Okay. Is there any other services that you guys offer? Or?
That's it at the time.
Okay.
Those are all of our services.
And they do it right there at the drip bar. So you have a room for the.
So I have a dedicated room for the halo therapy, a dedicated room for the red light. I have a lounge area where people are getting their drips and the intermuscular shot, because it goes in your glute, that goes in a private room. If you come in sick, I highly suggest if you're sick, come in. My nurses work at the hospitals. They're used to being around sick people.
Okay.
Don't wait until you're feeling better. It is good to come in when you're feeling good, because then you'll only feel better. But if you're sick, we'll see you. You know, I mean, if you're really sick, we'll put you in a private room or we'll give you a mask. But, you know, don't wait.
Do you
Don't
do
suffer.
walk-ins? Do they need to schedule?
We do walk-ins.
Okay.
It is a good idea to call ahead of time if you're on a time constraint, because it is kind of like getting your nails. If you show up and you don't have an appointment, you might wait a minute or two. But yeah, we're open to walk-ins.
Awesome. If people want to reach out to you, and I highly suggest you do, what's
And what are your hours?
We're open Tuesday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., Saturday 10 to 5, and Sunday 12 to 4.
Okay, that's great.
Is there any specials or anything that you want to share out with?
So we are, what is today? Today is the 16th. Today is
Yeah.
the last day of our Valentine's special, and it doesn't have to be with your significant other. It is buy one, get one half off for you and a friend, or you and your significant other. We also have a 25% off our Vitality combo. That is good for your sexual health. But
Okay.
all first-time clients get 25% off their first visit.
Okay, that's a huge savings, guys. If you've never done it, I highly recommend that you go over to the Drip Bar, give it a whirl. I've never done it, and I noticed an immediate difference. So
My son's a big believer in it. He's in San Antonio, but he does it pretty frequently. And then Thomas, my nephew, does it pretty regularly.
yeah, when I told you I was going to do it, you said both of them swear by it.
Swear
So
by it. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I do it
sit-
monthly.
I didn't listen. Brandon kept telling me, go do it, go do it. Here I am sleeping in a chair, and I'm thinking, nah, I'm going to get
stubborn.
over this and work through it. And I should have gone, because I probably would have gotten relief. And
Well,
Richard,
a lot
too,
of
much
people
quicker.
are afraid of needles, and I try
That's
to
me.
educate people really quickly that the needle is in there for about 5 seconds, and then it's a catheter tubing, so it's flexible.
As long as I don't see it, I'm
And I don't
okay.
watch,
It makes me
yeah, and I-
queasy when I see it.
And I don't watch, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me. But I don't sit and look at it.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in this week. Just a quick recap. If they want to connect with you, what's the best way for them to reach out to you guys?
Call 281-720-8218.
And thank you for coming out today.
Thanks for having
Educating
me.
us on
Yep.
our local Katy business with a lot to offer for all of us. Everybody can use it.
Denise, thanks for coming out. Heather,
Absolutely,
thanks for
my
coming out.
pleasure. Yeah.
And if you would, please support our blood drive that we're doing on March 2nd at the Ballard House on Mason Road. We'll be there from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Any help and support would be much appreciated. Thank you very much.
Everybody's invited. Thank you.
All right, we'll see you next
Happy
week.
Friday.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, everybody. So thanks for
Get it.